Man, oh man, was today a roller coaster ride. Let's just get into it, guys, and break down the markets. We're going to go over a bunch of charts. You guys know the deal here, so if you all find value, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and don't forget to get up to 17 stocks from Moomoo. Link down below. Open up an account. You get 1 free share of stock. Deposit at least $100. You get 6 more free shares, and if you deposit at least $1,000, you get another 10 stocks, totaling 17 free stocks, and of course, it helps out the channel, guys. Let me know what free stocks you get. Link down below, and now let's dive into the video. So right off the bat, guys, markets, even though they went up on the day, except for the Russell, which went down 0.4%, even though all the other indexes went up, we sold off pretty much all day, at least in the second half of the day. You guys can see SPY was at roughly $400 at about 11:15 on the East Coast this morning, and we dumped all the way down to $390 at one point. That is a drop of over 2% from the intraday high to the intraday low. And Triple Q, guys, even though it went up 1.3% on the day, great day for Triple Q, this ended up collapsing from 313 all the way down to 307 roughly, which was a drop, just like SPY, of over 2%. So we did start off the day very strong from the bullish perspective, right? Triple Q came out of the gates running. It started off the day at 309. It ran all the way to 315, and at one point, I think this was up. Let's see here on the chart. How much was this up at one point? I think like 3% almost. Maybe not 3%. Oh yeah, almost 3%. 2.6 to be exact. Then we had that cliff dive like I just showed you guys. And on SPY, we closed yesterday. Let's see here. We closed yesterday at 391. At one point, we were up almost 2% on the day. And notice here, if I pull up the 4-hour chart on SPY, we got rejected right at the top of this channel. Pretty clear as day, guys. We got hit right here at the 180 SMA at the top of this channel here on the 4-hour chart, which you guys know, especially if you've been watching this YouTube channel, we've been calling this out. We've been talking about this channel, this downwards channel, for at least a couple of videos, and honestly, probably for the past week, maybe even over a week at this point. So it is clear as day to me, guys, that we're getting rejected here. The bears have an edge 100% on the 4-hour chart. And if we zoom in on the 10-day chart on SPY, we're noticing, even though the bears have an edge on the 4-hour, we still see bulls fighting along here. We have a higher low potentially being made here at about 390, 392. You guys see buyers coming in there. Let me actually outline this so you guys know what I'm talking about, right? We have, let's see here, a higher low right here. You guys see that? Boom, another one here. Boom, another one here. You guys get the point, right? So even though we're in a downwards channel on that 4-hour and we're still in it, bulls are fighting. Bulls are still trying to hold higher lows, and we'll see what happens. And of course, I have an alert here set at $390. Mark is at or below, which I think I set that yesterday. If we do fall under that point, that is where we could get the next huge leg down, which on the 4-hour chart, that would put us back to the bottom of the channel. That could put us anywhere between 380, maybe 385, heck, maybe even lower than that. So the fact that we got rejected here at a lower high today, guys, at the top of that channel, that's not a good sign at all for the bulls on SPY. Even though SPY had a pretty decent day, it went up 0.25% on the day. And if I pull up Triple Q, let me show you guys what's going on here. This tried breaking out again. I mean, it did break out this morning to about, where was it, 315 again? But we failed breaking out of the highs from yesterday, I believe. Yeah, the highs from yesterday were roughly 315. Today we ran up to about 314, got rejected, boom. Now we're dumping. We ended up dumping into close. And, we did see, we dumped before close. We saw a little rally into close, but still, we ended up falling a good amount here from the intraday high. We're talking about 1.5% from intraday high to where it's trading at right now after the bell. So bears are gaining momentum, especially on SPY, guys. Maybe not so much here on Triple Q, or at least not as much here on Triple Q as they are on SPY. And we're gonna see what happens. I mean, this point right here, 310, 315, this is a very big resistance on Triple Q. Time will tell. Will it break? Will it fail at this point tomorrow, next week? Time will tell, guys. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. So that's a quick little rundown on what I'm noticing here on SPY, on Triple Q. And the VIX today, guys, I'm not sure if you saw, but the VIX was moving pretty aggressively today. We had a nice move up to about 25 points. Then it went down to about 22 points at close. And at one point, guys, earlier in the morning, this morning, it was almost under 20 points for the VIX. And if you guys remember, I called out UVXY. That was yesterday, and I called it out a couple days ago as well. And both times we called it out, this ended up playing out beautifully. You guys know UVXY essentially trades along with the VIX, right? If you're looking to see a spike, or if you're anticipating a spike in the VIX, UVXY is a great ETF to trade. And mind you, it's very risky. It's very volatile. You could lose a lot of money trading this thing. It swings like crazy up and down. But today, it ended up ripping on the huge move on the VIX that we saw throughout the day. We had UVXY go from about $5 a share in the morning all the way to almost $6 by the end of the day. That is a very big move. We're talking about 17, almost 18% intraday there on UVXY. And the truth is, guys, there could be more upside. This thing could have more room to run. Recently, it was just at $7, over $7, like we talked about in recent videos. And now it looks like buyers are coming in here right by the moving averages. We're starting to spike back up on the 4-hour chart. I'm keeping a very close eye on UVXY moving forward here in the next couple of days, as I don't think that volatility is necessarily done with here. I mean, the VIX is still very low. It's at 22 points for Pete's sake, guys. That's still fairly low if we're looking at the 1 year and the 3 year chart on the VIX. So there could be more upside there, especially in the midst of what's going on now with the interest rates, the Fed, the banking crisis. Anything could happen any day. I mean, we could get a curveball any day with this banking crisis. So be prepared for anything. You know, that's kind of what I'm trying to get at here. You have to be prepared for more volatility, because it could definitely come. It could definitely happen. So if we pull up the metals, guys, let's take a look at gold here, which had a great day. Gold's back over 2,000 an ounce, or at least it was earlier. Now it's at 1997 and went up 2.5% on the day. And what we're noticing here, this goes to show the strength in gold right now. We had a rip to 2014. That was about 3 days ago. We pulled back to about 1930, and look at that. Boom. We held the higher low above the 50 SMA. Now we're starting to bounce off that point. And by the looks of it, guys, gold wants to go back to 2014, maybe even take it out. And that's that's a good sign for the bulls, considering on the 3-year chart here, gold is now starting to break out of this downwards channel, which I've been talking about here on my YouTube channel for a while. I mean, we've had this drawn out for a while, and now we're starting to break out, and you guys can see we're getting close to the highs here on gold, which those were hit back when the Russia-Ukraine war popped off about a year ago at this point, a little bit over a year ago, right? So yeah, gold's looking good technically. I feel like it could go to all-time highs here any moment, any day. I mean, today it went up $50 an ounce, guys. Another day or two of that type of movement, of that type of price action, boom, just like that, gold is at all-time highs. So this looks really good. The chart's looking pretty attractive in my opinion, and silver's not quite there yet, but it is starting to move in the right direction. We have silver slowly starting to go near the highs from a couple weeks ago, a couple months ago, actually, at this point, about 3 months ago, back from December, where silver was at $24.50, $25. That's where it looks like it's going. Maybe we take out the channel at some point moving forward, but again, it's not as far ahead as gold is. And gold's not fully breaking out yet, but let's be honest, the chart does look a lot better than silver. I mean, silver's nowhere near all-time highs at this point. All-time high on silver, let's pull the max up, is roughly 50 an ounce, whereas on gold, it's roughly, let's see here, what's the all-time high on gold? Yeah, 2,100, roughly about from a year or two, 3 years ago, roughly, we hit that all-time high. So gold's chart looks a lot better, and they both could rip. They both could rip at any point. I mean, they've been ripping, and you guys know me. I like gold. So, I'm holding on to my gold. I'm not buying any gold right now, but I'm holding on to what I got. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And before we wrap up this video, let me pull up oil and see what that did today, as we have seen oil bounce pretty nicely off the lows recently. So recently we hit 64 a barrel on oil. That was back in, when was that? 3 days ago. Now we're at almost 70 a barrel. In fact, this is very bad for the bulls here. We got to 70 a barrel the past day or two. And look now, today we got rejected, down 2.3%. We got rejected at 70 bucks, which was support for a couple months. Now, the fact that we can't break out of it, that's not a good sign for the bulls, and we're starting to break back into the 60s now after momentarily getting back over 70. This, to me, guys, is looking like it wants to dump back down to the low 60s again, maybe mid 60s. That's the way I'm looking at this, and we'll see. Will I be proven wrong? Time will tell. I'll set my alert at 70 bucks a barrel here. Let me do that. Mark is at or above 70 bucks. Maybe 71. We'll put it at 71 a barrel, and we'll see where it goes from that point. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to wrap up this video. Then I'm going to film my next video that's coming out later on tonight. So make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget to get up to 17 stocks for Moomoo using that link down below. Once you open up an account, you get 1 free share of stock. If you deposit at least 100 bucks, you get 6 more free shares. And get this, if you deposit at least 1,000 bucks, you get another 10 free shares of stock, totaling 17 free stocks. And it also helps out the channel. Use that link down below, guys. I appreciate you all as always. And feel free to check out the Patreon if you want to keep up with my Patreon portfolio, my charting throughout the day, the Discord chat if you want to be a part of it. Check out that Patreon down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.